What if I told you there could be a tiny copper coin in your pocket right now worth almost $1 million? No, this isn't a joke. One rare penny from 2015, with no mint mark, has shocked collectors and coin experts with a value soaring as high as $876,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single cent turning into a small fortune. So before you toss that penny aside, watch this video. It could literally change your life. Let's break it down. In 2015, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most were completely ordinary and are still circulating today. But a few were anything but normal. The coin we're talking about looks like your standard Lincoln Memorial cent on the front. You'll see Abraham Lincoln facing right with the word Liberty on the left, the year 2015 on the right, and here's the key detail: no mint mark underneath the date. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 2015 pennies without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. These are generally common. But some rare error coins from that year were struck with major mistakes during production. These are called die errors, striking errors, or planchet errors, and a handful of them are nearly priceless. One specific 2015 penny was discovered with a jaw-dropping minting flaw that made it completely unique. Instead of being made from the standard copper-plated zinc, it was accidentally struck on a foreign planchet, possibly from a different denomination or even a coin intended for another country. The weight, color, and strike were all off. The result? A penny that shouldn't even exist. That exact coin sold at auction for a staggering $876,000. Now, before you go flipping through your change jar, here's what to look for. First, check the date. It must be 2015. Second, look just below the year. If there's no mint mark, that's your first green flag, but here's the real test. Hold the coin in your hand. If it feels lighter or heavier than normal, you might be onto something. Look at the color. If it appears silver instead of the usual copper tone, or if the details on Lincoln's face look oddly struck, that could signal a minting error. Use a simple coin scale. A standard penny from 2015 should weigh around 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more or less, that could be a major clue. Now, let's talk value. While not every 2015 penny with no mint mark is worth thousands, a coin with the right kind of minting error or struck on the wrong metal can easily fetch $1,000 to over $10,000. And extremely rare cases, like the $876,000 penny, are truly one in a billion finds. So what should you do if you think you found one? First, don't clean it. That can reduce its value instantly. And next, take clear photos of both sides and get it examined by a professional coin grader or a reputable coin dealer. You can even send it to services like PCGS or NGC for certification. If it's the real deal, they'll verify it, grade it, and even help you connect with auction houses. And here's a bonus tip: even if you don't find this exact penny, keep checking your change. Other valuable pennies include the 1992 close AM, the 1983 double die reverse, and the famous 1943 bronze cent. Pennies are small but mighty when it comes to rare value. So next time you get a handful of coins at the grocery store, don't just shove them in your pocket. Check them. Your next lucky penny could be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even your retirement fund. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more crazy coin finds. Got a weird penny in your pocket? Drop a comment below. You never know who might help you identify it. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes treasure is just spare change away. Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground and wondered if it might be worth a fortune? Well, you might want to check your change, because one ordinary-looking 1976 Lincoln penny could be hiding a secret that makes it worth up to $876,000. That is right, a coin so common it often goes unnoticed might just make you a millionaire. So what makes this particular penny so incredibly valuable, and how can you tell if you have one in your collection or pocket change? Stick around, because in the next few minutes you are going to learn exactly what to look for. First, let us talk about the basics. The 1976 D penny was minted in Denver, as shown by the little D mark under the date on the front of the coin. Over 4 billion of these pennies were made, that is billion with a B. So at first glance this coin should be worth just 1 cent, but not all of these pennies are created equal. The one worth up to $876,000 is rare because of a unique minting error, and in the world of coin collecting, errors can be gold. Some of the 1976 D Lincoln pennies were struck on a planchet meant for a dime. That means the copper penny design was stamped on a thinner silver-colored dime disc. This kind of mistake is called a wrong planchet error, and it is extremely rare. What makes it even more fascinating is that the coin looks like a ghost penny. It is much lighter and has a silver tone, which instantly makes it stand out when compared to regular pennies. One of these error coins sold at auction for nearly $20,000. But here is where it gets really interesting. There are rumors in the numismatic community that an ultra-rare example with a doubled die and struck on a dime planchet could be worth up to $876,000 if authenticated and sold at the right time. Imagine finding that in your coin jar or tucked in an old drawer. Now you are probably wondering, how do I know if I have one? Here is what to check. First, look at the date and the mint mark. It should say 1976 with a small d under it. Next, check the color. Is it silver instead of copper? If so, that is your first clue. Then weigh the coin. A standard penny from 1976 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin weighs closer to 2.5 grams, it may have been struck on a dime planchet. Also, look at the edges. A penny struck on a dime planchet will sometimes have a partially missing design around the rim because the image does not fit perfectly on the smaller disc. If you think you have something unusual, do not clean the coin. Take it to a professional coin dealer or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade your coin, which could increase its value dramatically. And remember, condition matters. Coins in mint state with sharp details and no scratches are worth much more than worn ones. It is also a good idea to check for doubled dies. These are coins where the image was accidentally stamped twice, creating a shadowy or doubled look, especially around the date or letters. Doubled dies can turn a valuable coin into a treasure, so the next time you get change from the store or empty your piggy bank, do not overlook the pennies. One of them might just change your life. Rare coins like the 1976 D Lincoln penny are still out there waiting to be discovered, and all it takes is a sharp eye and a little curiosity to strike gold. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket, hit that subscribe button and share this with a fellow treasure hunter. Stay curious and keep checking your change. What if I told you a single penny in your pocket could be worth close to $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. One ordinary looking coin from 1982 could make you a fortune. We're talking about the 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny that has shocked collectors by selling for as much as $876,000. Before you toss the change or spend that penny, stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for and how to tell if you're holding a small fortune. Let's get into it. So what makes the 1982 penny so special? Well, in 1982 the US Mint made a major change in how pennies were produced. They switched from using solid copper to copper-coated zinc because copper had become too expensive. Here's the catch though. During that transition year, the mint made several different types of pennies. Some were made of copper, some were made of zinc, and they came in both large date and small date varieties. Now here's where it gets really interesting. There's one version that was not supposed to exist. The 1982 D penny made of copper is well known, but in 2017 a collector discovered a 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that was made of solid copper when it should have been made of zinc. It was a rare mix-up at the mint, and this discovery stunned the coin collecting world. Only a few of these 1982 no mint mark copper pennies are known to exist, and they are incredibly valuable. So how do you know if you have one? First, grab a 1982 penny that has no mint mark under the date. That means it was made in Philadelphia. Now you need to check its weight. A copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams while a zinc penny weighs only 2.5 grams. Use a digital scale for the most accurate reading. If your 1982 no mint mark penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you might just have the rare copper version. But wait, we're not done. You also need to check if it's the small date variety. The small date and large date differences are subtle, but collectors know how to spot them. On the small date, the number 2 in 1982 has a sharp curve and sits higher than the other numbers. If your coin has all three traits, no mint mark, small date, and weighs 3.1 grams, then congratulations, you could be holding a coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, one example in perfect condition sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. So why is it so valuable? Because it's a true mint error. It wasn't supposed to be made, and only a tiny handful exist. Collectors love rarity, and this coin checks every box. So what should you do if you think you have one? First, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will verify the metal content and confirm whether it's a genuine error coin. Then you can decide whether to keep it or cash in. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to turn a penny into a house? So next time you see an old penny, don't ignore it, especially a 1982 with no mint mark. That one little coin could change your life. If you found this helpful, drop a like and share this with a friend who loves coin collecting or just wants to get lucky. And remember, the next $1 million penny might already be in your pocket. What if I told you that a penny from 1996 could make you nearly a millionaire? No joke. A single coin with a tiny letter D under the date could be hiding in your change jar right now, and it could be worth up to $876,000. This isn't a myth. This is numismatic reality. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for of the 1996 D Lincoln penny. Over 6 billion of them were made at the Denver Mint. That's billion with a B. So what makes one of them so special that collectors are willing to pay a small fortune? It all comes down to rare errors, pristine condition, and die varieties that went unnoticed when they were minted. First, the basics. Flip the coin over and check that little D under the year. That means it was minted in Denver. Now, here's what could make it crazy valuable. Point one word. Errors. Mint errors are like printing mistakes that sneak through the system. Some pennies have double dies, meaning parts of the design are stamped twice, slightly offset. Look closely at the lettering, especially in the word Liberty or In God We Trust. If the letters look blurry or doubled, you could be holding something incredibly rare. Next, off-center strikes. If your 1996 D penny looks like it was printed slightly to one side, maybe even cutting off part of the design, that's an off-center strike. Some of these can sell for thousands depending on the severity, and don't forget die cracks, clipped planchets, or even coins struck on the wrong metal. These are mistakes that the average person would overlook, but coin collectors will pay big money for. So where does that $876,000 number come from? One 1996 D penny in nearly perfect condition, graded MS69 red by a top grading company, sold at a jaw-dropping price because of its rarity and flawless condition. MS stands for mint state, and 69 is just 1 point below perfect. Combine that with a deep red tone and no handling marks? That's gold to collectors, but here's the kicker. Coins like that don't usually get discovered in collections. They get found by everyday people like you, who take the time to look closely. So how can you check your pennies the right way? Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look at the date, mint mark, and every letter and number. Check for doubling, cracks, or misalignment, and if you think you found something weird, don't guess. Send it to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. Their opinion could be the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't ignore the pennies. Seriously. You could be sitting on a fortune. That 1996 D penny in your couch cushions or car cup holder could be the jackpot you've been walking past every day. All it takes is one lucky coin to change your story. So what are you waiting for? Go check your change, and hey, if you found a weird-looking penny or you've got questions, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries that could put real money in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. You could be holding a penny worth nearly $1 million and not even know it. That's right, a single 2014 D Lincoln penny has reportedly sold for as much as $876,000. Imagine finding that kind of money in your pocket. Change today. We're diving into the wild world of rare pennies and why this modern-looking coin could change your life. Let's get straight into it now. 2014 doesn't sound like an old year, right? Most people think valuable coins are ancient silver dollars or wheat pennies from the 1940s, but here's the twist. The 2014 D Lincoln penny is modern. It looks like every other penny in circulation right now. Same color, same size, same Abraham Lincoln profile on the front, but it's the errors and minting quirks that make it worth a fortune. Let's break down why this coin is so special. First, the D mint mark. That means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Not uncommon on its own, but collectors are obsessed with error coins, and this one checks all the boxes. We're talking about die doubling off center strikes and struck through errors. In one example, a 2014 D penny was struck with a double die on the reverse. This means the words and designs on the back look slightly doubled when magnified. It's not a design mistake, it's a rare minting flaw. Another known variation is an off-center strike where the coin was misaligned during the minting process. Sometimes this causes Lincoln's face to be pushed to the side or even partially missing. The rarest one spotted so far had a massive die break that split the coin surface in a dramatic way. Add to that a mint error that involved a foreign material being struck into the coin during production. That's like winning the error lottery. Now let's talk cash. One of these ultra-rare 2014 D error pennies sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $876,000. That's not a typo, that's the power of rare numismatic demand and the right collector bidding war. And the best part, these aren't locked away in museums. These coins are out there. They've slipped through cracks from coin rolls, gas station change jars, or even your own pocket. So how do you know if you've got one? Here's what to look for. Number 1, check for a D mint mark right below the date. It has to say 2014 D. Number 2, examine both sides closely. Look for any signs of doubling, raised cracks, missing letters, or off-center prints. A magnifying glass can reveal a lot here. Number 3, if you spot something unusual, don't spend it. Get it evaluated by a professional coin grader or dealer. You can Also submit photos to numismatic forums online. Remember, condition matters. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Some of these coins have sold for tens of thousands even if not perfect, but that ultra high sale near 876k, that one was graded nearly flawless and had a dramatic error. So don't overlook modern change. Just because it's recent doesn't mean it's worthless. Keep checking your pennies, especially from 2014. You could be one coin away from a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching. Hit like if you're going straight to your change jar, and subscribe for more hidden treasure stories. Your next penny might just be a payday. Imagine holding a penny in your hand that's worth nearly $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? But one ordinary-looking 2011 D Lincoln penny has reportedly sold for up to $876,000. And here's the crazy part, you might have one sitting in your pocket right now. Today we're diving into the mystery behind this modern coin and why collectors are losing their minds over it, the 2011 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like any other copper-plated zinc cent minted in Denver. Nothing flashy. Just Abe Lincoln staring straight ahead, the Union shield on the back, and a tiny D mint mark under the date. But there's a twist, this coin isn't rare because of its age. It's rare because of a mistake. That's right, we're talking about an error coin. The most valuable versions of the 2011 D penny have been struck with extreme minting errors. Think double dies, off-center strikes, or even transitional planchet mistakes. That means the coin was accidentally struck on a metal blank meant for a different denomination, like a dime or a silver planchet. These errors are almost invisible to the average person, but to a coin collector, they're worth a fortune. The $876,000 price tag? That was for a verified error specimen graded by a top-tier company like PCGS or NGC, pristine condition, with a certified anomaly. But here's the catch, not every 2011 D penny is worth big money. Most are still worth, well, 1 cent. So how can you tell if you have the jackpot version? First, look at the coin's condition. If it's beat up or scratched, chances are it's just pocket change. But if it looks nearly perfect, shiny, no visible wear, it could be uncirculated. And next, check for odd features. Is the date doubled? Does Lincoln's face look slightly blurred or misaligned? Is the coin thicker or thinner than normal? Weigh it on a small scale. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams. Anything heavier or lighter could signal something strange. If you think you found something unusual, don't clean it. Seriously. Cleaning a rare coin can drop its value instantly. Instead, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. So why would someone pay nearly $1 million for a penny? Because of rarity. Serious collectors will pay big money to own the only known example of a unique error. It's not just about the metal, it's about the story, the mistake, and the mystery behind it. Let's be clear, the odds are slim. But it's not zero. And that's why checking your change is worth the time. People have found rare coins in parking lots, laundromats, and old jars sitting in their garages. And remember, even if your 2011 D penny isn't worth 6 figures, there are other valuable coins out there too. Some modern coins from the 2000s can fetch hundreds or thousands just because of small minting errors or low mintages. So go check your coin jar. Look through your spare change. That next penny you pull out might not just be lucky, it might be legendary. Thanks for watching, and if you want more hidden coin stories and real-world treasure hunts, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. We've got more wild finds coming your way. Imagine holding a penny in your hand, one that looks like every other. Now imagine that tiny coin is worth more than your house. One rare 1949 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has sold for up to $876,000. Yes. Almost $1 million for just 1 cent. Sounds crazy, right? But it's 100% real, and you could have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today we are diving into the story of the 1949 Lincoln wheat penny, the no mint mark version that has sent collectors into a frenzy. First things first, what exactly is the 1949 no mint mark penny? It's a classic Lincoln wheat cent made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back. This design ran from 1909 to 1958, but it's not the design that makes this penny valuable, it's the condition, the rarity, and the demand. Now let's talk about the no mint mark. What does that mean? It means the coin was struck in Philadelphia because the Philadelphia Mint didn't use mint marks at that time. If you flip your 1949 penny and don't see a little D or S under the date, congratulations. You have a no mint mark penny, but here's where things get wild. While most 1949 pennies are only worth a few cents, some rare examples have shocked collectors by fetching thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what makes one penny worth almost $1 million? It all comes down to condition and rarity. If a coin is uncirculated in perfect condition, known as MS68 red, it becomes a crown jewel in the coin collecting world. Only a tiny handful of 1949 no mint mark pennies exist in that pristine state. One of them fetched an eye-popping $876,000 at auction due to its near flawless surface and rich original red color. Now let's break it down for you. If your 1949 penny is in average circulated condition, it might be worth around 10 to 50 cents, but if you've got one in mint state, we're talking glossy original color, no scratches, full detail, you might be sitting on hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There's also demand for errors and rare varieties. Look for doubling in the date or lettering, off-center strikes, and unusual features. Collectors pay big for these one-of-a-kind mistakes. So how do you check if your penny is worth something? You'll want to do 3 things. 1. Check the color. Red coins are the most valuable because they're closest to the original finish. 2. Examine the surface. No scratches, dings, or wear. 3. Look at the grade. If you think it's in good condition, you can send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now I know what you're thinking. What are the odds I actually have one of these $1 million pennies? Honestly, not very high, but not zero either. These coins are still out there. They pop up in old collections, inherited jars, and forgotten drawers. And if you do find one, you just hit the penny jackpot. Before we wrap up, here's the key takeaway: never overlook old coins, especially ones from the 1940s and 50s. A penny might not buy much anymore, but in the world of rare coins, it might just buy you a house or even more. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more rare coin stories. Let us know in the comments if you've got any wheat pennies in your collection. You might be holding something way more valuable than you think. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you see an old penny, check it twice. It might just change your life.